A new chapter begins to raise his son, Holly or Sophia. After an emotionally charged courtroom battle over the custody of baby Tesoro, Tate Black emerges victorious. But his journey as a father is only just beginning. Now faced with the daunting but beautiful challenge of raising his son, Tate is preparing to take the next big step, marriage. But who will he choose to stand by his side as a partner and co-parent? Will it be Holly Jonas, the girl who has stood by him through thick and thin? Or could it be Sophia Choi, the baby's biological mother, whose past decisions may come back into play? The answer isn't clear yet, and the emotional stakes are higher than ever. Join us as we dive into the drama, the romance, and the tough decisions ahead for Tate. His heart, his future, and his family all hang in the balance. A baby war erupts in Salem. A heart-wrenching custody battle shakes the lives of Leo, Javi, and Tate on Days of Our Lives. Welcome back, Days of Our Lives fans. If you thought things couldn't get more emotional or dramatic in Salem, think again. A storm is brewing, and it's coming in the form of a baby, a beautiful, innocent child caught in the middle of a fierce battle over love, identity, and parenthood. What starts as a hopeful chapter for one couple quickly spirals into heartbreak as the truth emerges, pitting Leo and Javi against Tate Black in what's shaping up to be one of the most intense custody wars DOOL has seen in years. A family dream turned nightmare, Leo and Javi's joy at risk. When Leo Stark and his partner Javi first welcomed a baby boy into their lives, it seemed like the start of something magical. The pair, both navigating new emotional terrain, found themselves enchanted by the child they lovingly began calling Tesoro, a name that literally means treasure, and that's exactly what he became to them. Leo, typically known for his schemes and flamboyant personality, showed a softer, deeply human side as he embraced fatherhood. Javi, steady and loyal, stepped up as a rock for both Leo and the baby. Their journey as adoptive parents had only just begun, but they were already dreaming big, of a stable family life, a possible wedding to solidify their union, and a home filled with love. But Days fans know nothing ever stays perfect for long in Salem. Trouble brewing, Leo's past and legal doubts. Even as they dreamed of a future together, Leo and Javi's journey was haunted by shadows from the past. Leo's criminal history is no secret, and while he has tried to move forward and become a better man, the adoption process is not forgiving. Any skeletons in the closet, and Leo has plenty, could come back to haunt him. The couple's status as a same-sex pair in a traditionally conservative town could also complicate matters. While Salem has grown more accepting, biases, both hidden and overt, remain, and whispers of opposition have already begun. Yet Leo and Javi, undeterred, continued to build a family around Tesoro, hoping love would be enough. The secret Sophia couldn't keep, the truth about the baby's father. What Leo and Javi didn't know, however, is that their family was built on a foundation of secrets, and those secrets are about to explode. Sophia Choi, played by Rachel Boyd, had made a life-altering decision, to leave her newborn in a safe haven box at the fire station. She wanted a clean break, a return to normalcy, a life untouched by the burden of young motherhood. But her decision wasn't just about fear, it was about love. Specifically, her complicated relationship with Tate Black. Before giving birth, Sophia made a calculated decision to hide the baby's true identity from Tate. She told him the baby was a girl and that she had arranged for adoption. But in reality, the baby was a healthy boy, Tate's son. Why the lie? Because Sophia knew the moment Tate laid eyes on his child, he would never let go. And she was right. A shocking revelation, Tate learns the truth eventually, as secrets always do in Salem, the truth comes out. Spoilers reveal that the carefully guarded lie begins to unravel. Tate, played by Leo Howard, gets wind of something amiss. Conflicting timelines, unusual behavior, and whispers from people close to Sophia start piecing together a very different reality. The emotional moment finally arrives. Tate discovers that Tesoro is his biological son. At first, it's shock. Then disbelief. But soon, it's a fire in his soul. Tate wants his son, not just in name, but in life. And he's not alone. Amy, fiercely loyal and passionately invested, throws her support behind him. Together, they prepare to fight. The custody war, heartbreak in the courtroom. What follows is nothing short of devastating. Leo and Javi, who have poured months of love, time, and sacrifice into raising Tesoro, suddenly find their world crumbling. A legal battle ignites, and it's brutal. Leo, never one to go down quietly, fights with all he has. Javi, emotional but pragmatic, stands by his partner. The courtroom becomes a battleground of tears, testimonies, and torn loyalties. Tate, driven by a newfound sense of fatherhood, is relentless. He isn't just fighting for custody, he's fighting for redemption. He wants to do right by his son. Amy becomes his anchor, pushing him forward when he falters. Ultimately, in a gut-wrenching climax, the court rules in Tate's favor. The gavel falls. Tesoro, the baby who brought hope to one couple, is handed back to his biological father. Leo and Javi are left shattered, their dreams of fatherhood slipping through their fingers like sand. A new beginning? Tate, Holly, and a family forged in chaos. But Days of Our Lives wouldn't be what it is without a twist of hope. As the dust settles, a new future begins to take shape. Tate, now with full custody of his son, contemplates the next step. He's no longer a boy running from responsibility, he's a man facing it head-on. With Amy's support, he begins building a new life. Whispers emerge of Tate possibly proposing to Holly Jonas. Could they raise the baby together, forming a new blended family? It's not the most traditional path, but in Salem, love and family are rarely conventional. Financial backing from Brady and Teresa ensures that Tate, Holly, and the baby won't want for anything. Yet the emotional complexities remain. Will Holly agree to raise a child that isn't hers? Will Amy and Sophia accept Tate's choices? For now, it seems like the answer is yes. Holly, surprisingly mature and compassionate, steps into the maternal role with grace. With Tate by her side, she agrees to raise the baby in a stable and loving home. The fallout, Leo and Javi's painful goodbye. As for Leo and Javi, the loss is staggering. They return home to a nursery that no longer echoes with baby laughter, hearts aching with absence. Yet through their grief, they cling to each other. Their love is real, and their bond may grow even stronger through shared sorrow. They may have lost this battle, but fans shouldn't count them out. This is Salem, after all, where hope is never truly lost, and families are forged in fire. Stay tuned, more twists ahead with emotions running high, loyalties tested, and futures uncertain. Days of Our Lives promises more drama than ever. The baby war may be over, but its aftermath will ripple through Salem for weeks to come. Stay tuned. The story of Leo, Javi, Tate, and baby Tesoro is far from over. Days of Our Lives unfolds a week of high-stakes courtroom drama, family secrets, and life-and-death struggles. The quaint town of Salem is about to erupt in drama on multiple fronts, as beloved characters find themselves at the center of legal battles, emotional dilemmas, and even kidnapping nightmares. As the calendar flips to Friday, July 11th, viewers will witness a convergence of storylines that threaten to upend relationships, test loyalties, and redefine the meaning of family. From Johnny's looming trial to Belle's ethical quandary, from spousal privileges to Maggie and Xander's fracturing romance, and from clandestine baby schemes to hospital crises and ransom rescues, it's all happening in a single, explosive week. 1. Johnny's high-profile trial, Mayor Paulina's forewarning and the DA shuffle. On the morning of July 11th, Johnny DiMera wakes to a summons that will change everything, an update directly from Salem's newly elected mayor, Paulina Price, Jackie Harry. who notes that Bell Black, Martha Madison, has been officially reinstated as district attorney on his case. The timing is no accident. This is one of the most sensational trials Salem has seen in decades. Johnny stands accused of attempted murder, targeting none other than E.J. DiMera, Dan Feuerriegel, his own relative by marriage and a man with enemies of his own. 1.1 Bell Black's return to the prosecution. Bell's return is fraught with complications. Although she previously stepped away from courtroom duties, her expertise and reputation as a star prosecutor have caused the bench to insist on her direct involvement. The judge, concerned about the public's voracious appetite for justice in a case involving the notorious DiMera family, has explicitly stated that he wants the district attorney herself, not an assistant, to lead the prosecution. Mayor Paulina, in her update to Johnny, emphasizes that nothing is to be left to chance. "I'll tell you everything you need to know, so you won't be taken by surprise." Yet one wonders just how much Paulina will reveal, especially regarding evidence such as video surveillance tags, which may feature testimonies from Jada Hunter, Elia Cantu, and Bell herself. 1.2 E.J. DiMera, from victim to defense strategist. E.J. DiMera, who narrowly survived the shooting, has taken on an unusual role. He's enlisted as Johnny's defense attorney. It's a twist that underscores the tangled web of loyalties within Salem's powerful families. E.J., ever calculative, has orchestrated the arrangement so that, technically, he can advocate on Johnny's behalf while Bell prosecutes. Legal experts and viewers alike are asking, is this ethically sound, or a blatant conflict of interest? The judge, aware of potential objections, has greenlit the move, perhaps swayed by E.J.'s charm and legal acumen. 2. Bell's ethical titrope. Love, loyalty, and legal boundaries. As Bell steps back into the courtroom spotlight, she must balance her professional obligations with her personal attachments. She shares a budding romance with E.J., the very man she now must see as a victim in a criminal case. Meanwhile, Johnny is no mere client, he is her nephew by marriage, deepening the complexity. Is it fair for her to prosecute a case entangling family and lovers? Technically, the Bar Association allows a district attorney to try any case under her purview, but the optics are sensationally messy. 2.1 A conflict of interest or passion for justice. Bell's inner turmoil is palpable. On one hand, she has sworn an oath to seek justice and uphold the law. On the other, her relationship with E.J. might blind her to alternate motives. After all, E.J. stands to benefit if Johnny is found guilty, eliminating a perilous adversary. Could Bell, in her zeal, allow personal feelings to color the prosecution's strategy? Seasoned viewers recall similar ethical quagmires in Salem's history, raising the question, will Bell ultimately recuse herself, or will she double down in the name of duty? 3. Spousal privilege. Chanel's silent stand. The DiMera saga extends into the marital realm when Chanel Dupree, Raven Bowens, is summoned for questioning by Jada Hunter. The topic, Johnny's whereabouts on the night E.J. was shot. Chanel's lips are sealed by spousal privilege, a legal doctrine barring spouses from testifying against each other. Even as Jada presses for an alibi, Chanel knows she can, and must, refuse to answer any questions that might incriminate her husband. 3.1 The power of marital privilege. In moments of high drama, Chanel's steadfast refusal will exemplify the sanctity of marriage. Viewers will watch as Jada, frustrated, confronts the limits of investigative law in Salem. Chanel's quiet defiance not only shields Johnny but also cements her loyalty, adding a poignant testament to the series' recurring themes of family solidarity. 4. Maggie and Xander, old wounds, new tensions, and Sarah's secret recordings while courtroom doors clang shut, another domestic tempest brews, this time centered on Horton Kiriaki's matriarch Maggie, Suzanne Rogers, and her stepson Xander Kiriakis, Paul Telfer. The trigger? The sudden reappearance of Gwen Rizek, Emily O'Brien. Xander's ex who has reportedly been stalking him. Maggie, protective as ever of her family legacy, lashes out, blaming Xander for reigniting old heartbreak and jeopardizing the well-being of her granddaughter, Sarah Horton, Lindsay Godfrey. 4.1 Sarah's recording dilemma. Sarah, caught between loyalty to her father and her own sense of justice, holds a recording device she once used in the bistro to catch an admission of wrongdoing. Xander suspects she may use the tape again. This time, to extract a confession from Philip Kyriakis, Jean-Paul Lavoisier, who allegedly struck his brother. Sarah's moral compass swings between truth-teller and protector. Will she play the recording in court or keep it a secret to shield her family? This internal conflict mirrors Salem's ongoing dance between transparency and trust. 5. The week of July 14th to 18th. Baby dumping, forgeries, and Melinda Trask's downfall. As the courtroom battles rage, an equally combustible storyline unfolds behind closed doors, the cover-up of an infant's safe haven abandonment and the forged paperwork shielding the truth. Sophia Di Mera, Dan Na Furman, and District Attorney Melinda Trask, Tina Huang, are central players in this dangerous subterfuge. 5.1 Repeating history. The Sloan-Peterson parallel. Melinda, no stranger to illicit maneuvers, recalls her prior alliance with Sloan-Peterson, Jessica Serfati, in the infamous Nicole Walker/Eric Brady baby stealing scandal. This time, however, the stakes involve Sophia's newborn, left anonymously at the fire station. Sophia entrusts a letter, addressed to her son, to Javi Hernandez, Al Calderon, hoping he will shield the child from legal scrutiny. Melinda, checking every forged signature and planted affidavit, knows that exposure would mean suspension, or worse. 5.2 The inevitable unraveling. In classic Salem fashion, someone will notice a mismatch in the hospital records, setting off an internal review. Nurses and administrators, disturbed by documents that seem too perfect, will tip off an investigative journalist. As whispers grow louder, Melinda's web of lies begins to fray. By week's end, Melinda faces the chilling prospect of disbarment and public disgrace. 6. Marlena's crisis and Kristen's indictment. No Salem saga is complete without medical emergencies and shocking legal filings. For beloved psychiatrist Dr. Marlena Evans, Deidre Hall, the past resurfaces in the form of inexplicable dreams, hallucinations, and debilitating vertigo. Unexplained fainting spells lead to an emergency hospital admission, where tests reveal a rare neurological condition. While Marlena fights for her health, Salem's courts move against her longtime adversary, Kristen Di Mera, Stacey Hayduke. 6.1 Marlena's health scare. Marlena's hospitalization is fraught with poignancy. As she drifts in and out of consciousness, flashbacks surface, memories of prior traumas, lost loves, and her near-death experience at the hands of Stefano Di Mera. The storyline offers a tender tribute to Hall's decades-long tenure on the show, reminding viewers of the character's resilience and the fragility of life. 6.2 Kristen charged with shooting EJ. Meanwhile, the district attorney's office quietly files charges against Kristen, accusing her of pulling the trigger on EJ. The move is tactical, a gambit to protect Johnny by introducing reasonable doubt about who really fired the shot. Lawyers speculate that if the prosecution charges Kristen, EJ's own testimony can pivot, suggesting he was the victim of a third-party ambush. Salem's legal experts predict courtroom fireworks as defense and prosecution vie to pin the blame on Kristen's notorious vendetta. 7. Senior summer camp kidnapping. Holly, Ari, and the ransom race. As trials grind through paperwork and depositions, a parallel nightmare unfolds off the courthouse steps. Senior summer camp for the town's high schoolers becomes a sight of terror when two campers, Holly Jonas, Ashley Puzimis, and her friend Ari Spencer, Hans Mehta, are abducted by loan shark enforcers aiming to collect on Doug's, Bill Hayes, overdue gambling debt. 7.1 From campfire songs to kidnappers' demands. The abduction is sudden. One moment, the teens share ghost stories by the campfire, the next, they find themselves blindfolded and imprisoned in a remote cabin. Communications from the kidnappers arrive via text, threats escalate with each hour that passes without payment. 7.2 Tate's furious rescue mission. Tate Black, Eric Martsolf, learning of the kidnapping, is consumed by guilt and rage. Though he loves his stepdaughter Holly, his relationship with her father, Doug, is strained by financial woes. With time ticking down, Tate rallies allies, former Detective John Black, Drake Hodgson, and Brady Black, Eric Martsolf, to amass the ransom. As midnight approaches, Tate faces a wrenching decision: pay the loan sharks and save the girls, or risk Holly and Ari's lives to preserve his family's finances. Stay tuned. Salem's next chapter of trials, triumphs, and heartache in a single, whirlwind week. Days of our lives will traverse courtrooms, hospital corridors, and shadowy cabins. As Johnny fights for exoneration, Belle battles her conscience, Chanel exercises her marital rights, Maggie and Xander confront past betrayals, and Sophia's baby scandal flirts with exposure. Viewers over 65 and beyond will find themselves gripped by the emotional stakes and dramatic twists that have become the hallmarks of this enduring daytime saga. Be sure to watch every episode from July 11th through July 18th, as secrets are revealed, loyalties are tested, and the residents of Salem discover that, in matters